Hello everybody, this is your introduction to styles in Civil 3D. Styles, as we mentioned earlier, are used to display the features in our drawing. So remember, the Prospector tab contains all of the features that are contained in the Civil 3D drawing. I've got some points, I've got some point groups, I've got one surface. How do I want to display or represent those features? That's where the Settings tab comes in. So in the Settings tab, you'll notice that if I've got a surface called Existing Ground Surface, I can come over to the Settings tab. If I expand out the Surface section in the Settings tab under Surface Styles, I can show that existing ground surface using any of these number of ways to represent that object. So styles are a very quick and easy way to switch appearances, to turn stuff off in Civil 3D. They work much better in layers. So what you're going to have to get used to is moving away from displaying objects through the layers. You should never do that. Control the appearance of the features exclusively through the Settings tab. It's going to be terribly confusing and a big waste of time if you try to turn everything on and off using the layers. We'll get into that more in the surface styles once we get into object styles. And styles are broken up into three different categories. One is the object style itself, how we're going to display the actual object. So in this case for surfaces, how do I want my surface represented? In this case, it looks like I've got some contours on here. It also contains label styles. How do I want those labeled? So if I want to label these contours, I can go into the label styles. There'll be some predefined labels. So I can label contours or I can label slopes. And remember, all of these styles are contained and saved in the drawing template. So that's why it's really important, as we mentioned last time, when you start a new Civil 3D drawing, always use a Civil 3D template. Otherwise, you will have to build all of these styles from scratch, and that's a lot of work. So don't do that. Always start with a Civil 3D proper template. Okay, so styles used to represent and display features, whether it's the object feature itself, the label styles, or tables. And we do not want to use object layers to control that. We want to use styles in Civil 3D. Okay, we'll get into the object styles and label styles later. Thanks for watching. Bye now.